This is a box. And some of you may be asking, what's inside the box, Skithead? According to the title of this video and the thumbnail, that's probably already given it away. But for those who are a bit ignorant and didn't see it and just clicked on the video, this is a box of brand new computer parts. Now, I will be unboxing all the computer parts out of this and upgrading my old computer. I will not be upgrading the graphics card though, as it is a GeForce GTX 1650, which is good enough for decent games. I will be comparing games before and after installing the parts. But first, let's get to the more exciting part of unboxing this thing, huh? Alright, let's open up this box of goodies and see what it has to show. Let's open up this bad boy. I always loved unboxing stuff. I love that feeling. Let's unveil this beauty. Alright, so let's get back to it. I nearly lost $400 worth of this. So as you can see, I have, let's move this. Oh, look at that. Comes with a little freebie of Haribo gummy bears. This is the, well, I can't read it because it's upside down. I think it's the, I know it's the Tomahawk Wi-Fi motherboard, that much I know. And if you see there, it's even got RGB, and it supports Intel cores. So let's unbox these babies, and let's see what goodies it has to show on the insides of these boxes. Let's start with this bad boy. Prepare for the opening. Look at this. Oh, it's covered in protective stuff. It's in plastic. Let's actually get it out. Let's get my disgusting greasy hands on this piece of tech. Oh, look at that. So as you can see, it's got a few coolers. The CPU hasn't been installed yet. We're going to install it soon. It looks like it has 2 graphics card slots. I'm not saying it does because I'm not 100% sure. Next, let's unbox the CPU. The 10th gen Core i5. Unfortunately, it does not have integrated graphics built in, but I still think this will do nicely. So we're just gonna cut into it. Oh, I'm an idiot. Turns out you were supposed to cut it here. Alright, the CPU's already inside. The rest of this box is actually for the cooler. Let's get this bulky boy out of its box. And here it is. Oh, it comes with a little instruction manual and a sticker. How nice. Let's unbox this bad boy of a cooler. Let's take this puppy out. Ooh, wait. Compared to the CPU cooler I have right now, that's... Oh no, I touched the thermal paste. I felt like I touched something sticky. Oh boy. Hard lesson learnt there, ladies and gentlemen. And here's the CPU cooler in all its glory. And now it's time for the main attraction, the CPU itself. Let's try and yank this puppy out. Oh, okay. That nearly fell out. If that would have fallen out, this graphics card, this CPU would have been rendered useless. Alright, and here's the CPU in all of its glory. But here you go. So, let's just pop this back in its case for now. Let's see what's actually in this. It's probably got a few parts for building. There we go. Now let's see. Well, would you look at that? It's Wi-Fi sticks for connecting to Wi-Fi. But these seem like a better generation than the ones I already have. So I guess we'll be upgrading Wi-Fi as well. Oh, that's coming out nicely. And here we are. 2 wires, antennas, internet antennas. You know what? I could use these as chopsticks if I know how to use chopsticks. Before we start building the computer, let's do a before test. Build the computer and show an after test. Sound cool? Alright. Okay. After waiting several minutes, nearly 10 minutes, Garry's-Mod is finally running. But it's usually running at around 100 frames per second because I've put the resolution to low. So I'd say the 1% lowest it can go is probably 2 frames per second. Let's quickly test out the game by spawning in things. So we got this dude here, and once we start shooting, barely any glitch happens. Now let's try Garry's Mod VR, actually, since I have a VR mod. Okay, so after a few minutes of waiting, I finally got Garry's Mod VR working. I'm pretty sure that Steam VR is very much CPU and GPU bound, so we kind of got a bit of a problem. It is very laggy, so I've had to choose a very small map. But yeah, let's try and take out enemies now. It lag drops when you kill. You can't really see it, but I can. Next game. So, let's ask the age-old question. Can it run Minecraft? Let's see how Minecraft runs loading an entirely new world. And then let's see how well it can run TNT explosions, and pray to God that my computer, which hasn't been upgraded yet, won't recreate Hiroshima 1945, I think, or 1944. Look at that! It just instantly created a new map. Alright, time to find out. Please don't blow up in real life. Okay, so we received a sudden FPS drop of 11 frames. That's not that bad. Next and final game before upgrade. So we're going to be trying The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. Alright. Hopefully it won't take too long. All around me are familiar faces. So I guess that does show the answer that my PC setup can't run AAA VR games. Although it can run Garry's Mod pretty well at 30 frames per second, which is not good for VR. So now, let's move on to the upgrade and see the aftermath of the games that I will be running. Let's get to that. First, power off your computer, and then disconnect your computer from any source of power, and disconnect any other things that are connected to your PC. Be sure to turn off your power supply and disconnect the power and other cords. It's highly stupid to actually tear apart a computer while it's turned on. Otherwise, you'll end up becoming Thanksgiving dinner. First, I removed any cords that were blocking the way of the GPU, and then I disconnected the GPU and the Wi-Fi disk. I then disconnected any cords connected to the motherboard and started unscrewing, which took quite a bit of time because, unfortunately, some of the nails were rusted on. So I disconnected the other side of the computer, hoping to unscrew anything there, but they were to no avail. So I had to do the hard thing and just stick my hand in a bunch of sharp cords and whatnot, and hopefully get that last nail out that was stuck. Okay. I then decided to start pulling out any of the cords that were left inside the computer to make way for the new motherboard. So I decided to remove my 600 watt power supply and remove the 1TB hard drive. And then, unfortunately, I made the worst discovery that any PC builder could ever find. The case was too small for the motherboard to fit. I actually ordered this online because it was quicker, and also I realized that the RAM was also DDR3 RAM, and I had to get DDR4 RAM. So I got this RAM, DDR4 RAM, online as well. They're 2 8GB sticks, but now we are actually ready to build. So let's get building. Perfect. Now let's put this in the computer. Of course, though, no tech video is complete without peeling off the plastic. Oh, man. Oh, yes. Computer tech ASMR. Right there, baby. Almost forgot the sticker. Now, let's do the power test. I can hear it booting. Oh, it's working! You can barely see it because that's the only working LED. Now that's much better. Yeah, the cable management's quite a sloppy mess, I will agree, but look! It's working. Oh, we got a bit of a problem though. I'll quickly take a look at that. Alright, so we've had a bit of errors, and after finally figuring it out... Also, shout out to Mix Computer Services for helping me fix up my computer. They told me what was wrong with it and whatnot, so I recommend going to their store. And also shout out to Dateline Computers, because that's where I got the power supply, because my other power supply was not powerful enough to run the new computer. So, shout out to those two. Alright, so we got the BIOS loaded, so my assumption is this thing does not have Windows 10 installed. So, let's go ahead and install Windows 10, shall we? Alright, so I'm going to be installing Windows 10 on this USB device right here. As you can see, it's already installed a bit of bloatware. So it's already downloaded Google Chrome for us. Thank you, MSI. It's also got Google Docs, Google Sheets, and Google Slides. Let's connect to the internet now and download some games. I've downloaded some games while still keeping the MSI background because it's pretty cool. And now we are going to try a few of these games out. Let's start on with the first game. Alright, so Garry's Mod took 5 minutes to load, which was a bit concerning, and I'm actually running the game on the biggest map I have. So we're hitting 30 to 25 FPS average. It actually looks pretty vivid. I'm on the highest settings, and yeah, let's see how this game runs in VR. Alright, so I've got virtual reality running, and it's maximizing at around 30 frames per second, which is pretty horrible for virtual reality. It even gets worse when you start spawning things in, which I'm not going to do due to fears of the computer crashing. So I'd say this is a good PC, but not for VR. It can still run it, but pretty bad. It's not even doing, the GPU and the CPU aren't doing much anyway, which probably explains the lag. So I'm going to figure out how to get that fixed. Obviously not in this video though. As you can see, we're also drawing at least 37 watts from the GPU, but since the GPU nor the CPU are using too much percentage, that probably explains why there's not much power running. On to the next game. Next game is The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners, and to be honest, it runs pretty well. I'd say it runs at 60 FPS. I unfortunately couldn't get the FPS tester app running, so we're gonna have to make do with this. But let's see how good it runs when we start killing walkers. Yeah! It's handling these graphics quite well. We're beginning to lag a bit. I'd say we're now hitting maybe 30 frames per second. Let's try out with the gun. Boom! Bam! Call me a deadeye. Well, on to the next game. One more kill for good luck. Next game I tried was Blade and Sorcery for PC. It ran pretty well, so I decided to put it to the test by testing out some powers. I got some pretty bad frame drops when I started getting damage due to my screen going red, and so I decided to see how well the game would perform when in battle. As you can see right here, I began to get some pretty severe frame drops around here as well when I began to get attacked by a wizard. And as you can see, with the use of electricity, that causes the game to lag, which is a bit unfortunate, but the game is still playable. You can't really see the lag, but yeah. I then decided to use my fists to put the game to the test with the blood and the gore. So here I am, beating the living hell out of a few enemies. As you can see, I'm not the best at fighting. But yeah, the game ran pretty well, and then I finally finished off my last victim. And then it was time for the overview of this system. So, some of you may be wondering, is this PC build good enough for you? Well, if you're on a tight budget like I am, I'd say yes. It runs VR okay. You'd have to keep your settings to the lowest though, and maybe dumb out the resolution. So I'd say the computer is not entirely VR ready, but I'd say it's not the specs, but it's probably my hard drive, since it's a very poor hard drive. But yeah, this PC worked out for me. I'm pretty sure it can work out for you. I'll leave the links in the description of where I got all these parts, even though I got some of these parts from my local computer store, so no link there. But wait, no computer building video is complete without rating the free gummy bears. These are Haribo gummy bears. I'd give the flavoring 10 out of 10, but the computer specs are pretty horrible to the point where it can't run anything. Hell, I don't even think it has a CPU inside of it. I think I got ripped off. What do you think? But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and tune in Saturday in the afternoon for my Halloween live stream. I will be playing quite a few horror games of my decision, and maybe a few more things will show up by a spooky surprise. Alright, thank you for watching, and I'm glad to be back on YouTube making videos. Farewell!